We never know what the heck can happen to us, no matter where we are. We just never know. Here we are in the Philippines, enjoying ourselves, having a good time. And then all of a sudden, one bad situation can just change things around. Let me tell you guys a story real quick, man, because I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to explain the reason why we had to get out of the Philippines. As you guys saw there early in the video, that was a bill from a hospital in the Philippines. Our second day on Panglao, the evening, my wife started feeling not so well. Truly not well. Keep running to the restroom. She keep complaining about her stomach. She was even complaining about some shivers. And I was saying, babe, maybe because we just like to get into the pool water early in the morning, or we just get into the ocean water sometimes and we probably stay too long. I'm just coming up with these crazy ideas because I'm not thinking anything really negative. But anyway, the next day, she really kept feeling worse. And, here we are in this beautiful resort with our daughter and friends. She decided to get on the phone, call her brother, let her brother come from Mactan Island to pick up some little girls to take them back to Cebu, which he did, which was great. Later that evening, I think it was around 9 o'clock, my wife started feeling a lot more worse. She decided to say, okay, she want to go to the hospital. She called the hotel service nurse. They came in, they did whatever. And, we decided, babe, just go to the emergency room. I wish if sometimes I would take the advice that she gives to me sometimes. But that's later on in the video. Anyway, she went to the emergency room. And I didn't really want her to stay overnight. I just thought, she just had a stomach ache or maybe just a little fever or something. I wasn't really thinking anything negative because this never really happened to us before in the Philippines, But anyway, when she went in, of course, hospitals in the Philippines, you got to come up with the money before they can do anything to you, before they put you in a room, before they treat you with anything or give you any type of medication. Hey, you better make sure that you have some money to come up with. That's why I say, hey, when you're traveling abroad, man, make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that you have some funds put aside for emergency. You need that. We all should have savings, but I know it's impossible for people to do that now these days. Anyway, they end up treating her for her fever. They gave her some medication for her stomach, but then, they also treat her for dehydration because she was just going to the restroom a lot, spewing out a lot. Anyway, like I say, she didn't want to stay there overnight. I didn't want her to stay there overnight too. She ended up coming back home early in the morning. I think it was like after almost like 1:32. She came back to the room. Said she felt a little better and everything, which, it was great, really great. Still not feeling well, but a little better. We got up the next morning, decided that we wanted to go up to breakfast. Before we can even get into the shower or get dressed or anything like that, our daughter started throwing up. I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? This never really happened. We're a family. We've been traveling here a lot. We don't all get sick like this. Nothing was happening to me. So then again, I wasn't really worrying. Went up to breakfast. I ate, my wife ate a little. My daughter just pinch of food. Didn't want to really eat anything. And then she threw up right there at the table. Now I started panicking and I started worrying. And I'm like, something? Our home is still in the United States. We haven't given up on America yet. I felt comfortable if we were at home and these things was happening. So I said, babe, something? Let's just get the hell out of here early. Let's just go back to Cebu. Let's just go on and see if we can change our flight and get the hell out of the Philippines early. Because, I felt better taking us back home to America so we can really go to the doctor and get ourselves fully checked out thoroughly. Not that I don't respect the Philippine medical system there. I do. I truly do. But like I say, America is our home. This is where we have our doctors. And this is where I feel comfortable for my family to really be checked out. Anyway, the 2 days that we were on Mactan Island, I never left the condo. Never left the condo at all. I started not feeling well. On the first day we got there, I started not feeling well. I started having the shivers. It was weird. I started having the shivers and I started having the runs. So I kept going to the restroom back and forth all day. You know, my wife tried to feed us. I had a little something inside of me. She had some extra medication that she had from the doctor. Plus, she had an extra prescription for those medications to treat me for the fever, and she was treating me for the stomach ache. Still, nothing was really working. Nothing was really working. I just kept running to the restroom, just keep spewing out stuff. But anyway, my wife went out for a little bit, went to the supermarket, make sure that she had everything for her mom, you know, stock her mom up on her food item and stuff like that, so she'll be okay. She came back home. We all were stuck in that apartment for the rest of those 2 days. I just couldn't stop going to the restroom. And I wasn't just taking enough food inside of me. I wasn't taking enough fluid inside of me. So it was really, really rough. We left the Philippines. It was 1:30 in the morning from Cebu to Korea. An hour into the flight to Korea, I grabbed my wife, you know, because she was sitting in the window seat. I was in the aisle seat. My daughter was sitting in the middle. I grabbed her and I said, yo, babe, I'm not feeling well. I started getting sweaty and clammy and everything. And I'm like, babe, I just don't feel too good. Next thing I know, I had flight attendants around me, 2 Filipino nurses around me. My wife was there trying to, you know, I hear her trying to wake me up. And, you know, and I got up and I realized that, I was out for a little bit. I'm like, what the? Then I really started panicking, seriously getting nervous. You know, anyway, they rushed me 2 cups of orange juice. I drank them down, sat there for a little bit. I started feeling better. My mind was, you know, intact. All my limbs and everything was moving because, you know, me doing what I did for a living, you know, I'm checking my limbs. I'm making sure that, you know, everything is in function. I didn't have a stroke from what my wife was really telling me, you know. And then I started looking at my wife after everybody left. They took my blood pressure. I came through. My blood pressure was fine. They took my sugar. Hey, my sugar, it was what? I think it was 120 or something like that when they took it. But from what the Filipino nurses was saying to me is that from everything that I said to them and what my wife said, as far as me not eating or drinking enough, I would just keep going to the restroom. My friggin' sugar just bottom out, man. Bottom out. And I'm not even diabetic, dude. Got to Korea. You know, I felt okay. I felt good. You know, I said I wasn't really going to change our plan. I wasn't going to deviate from us really getting home. But anyway, we got back home to Las Vegas. You know, we went to our doctors and everything. Turned out fine. It's just that, you know, it just seemed like we just came down with a bug that just made all of us just, you know, really, really sick. They didn't find anything serious between any one of us, you know, but I just wanted to share that story there with you guys, man. Let you all know why we're back here in the United States of America and the reason why I wanted to get my family back here in the United States of America and why it's important that if you're going to leave your own home country and you're going to travel abroad, you got to make sure that you have some emergency fund for when emergencies happen so you can get the hell out of Dodge real quick. Or if you don't want to get out of Dodge, that you have that money to friggin' go to the hospital and make sure that you are taken care of. But, you know, I was glad that we got home safe. I was glad that when we got checked out here in the United States that, you know, everything was fine. And, you know, we're good, man. We're good. So, like I say, I wanted to share that information there with you guys. And as always, it's always peace and love, man. Peace and love. Thank God, you know, everything was good. Just a bug, you know. That emergency on the plane scared the hell out of me and just let me know what the hell is so important, was always important to me. And it was just family, man. And to know how at any point, man, any bad thing can happen to us, you know? And we got to love our loved ones around us, and we really got to appreciate them every day, man. We really do. But stay blessed, everyone. So always peace and love, man. Peace and love. Peace on out, man. Stay blessed, everyone.